52 playing cards in this giant deck. Your host is Jose Cazares and not Jimmy Peck. On Card Sharks! And here's your host of Card Sharks, Jose Cazares. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome into another exciting edition of Card Sharks here on the Sleepy Time Studios and the MVG Networks. We're so glad to have you here with us once again. Well, if you were not with us on our last episode, you missed a heck of a lineup because we retired our second champion on our last show. Chris Chambers picked up his 5th and final win in a row. So now he has secured himself a spot in our Tournament of Champions at the end of the season. And we are now in the final 5 episodes, only 10 games left in the regular season. So it's now beginning to become crunch time for our contestants, as now only 6 potential spots remain on the top 8. 2 of them are secured by our 2 retired champions, but the other 6, those are still up for grabs. Tonight we've got 2 brand new players who are going to try their luck and hopefully make that push towards that top 8. So let's go ahead and meet them right now. First up, we have another new face here on our show. We haven't had him on at all in our regular season, but we welcome him in with open arms. John Bergman. Glad to have you here with us, John. Why don't you go ahead and tell the folks here a little bit about yourself, since this is your first time with us.
No problem. I live in Madison, Indiana. I am a part-time cashier at a nationally known grocery store, and I love game shows.
All right. Your first time here with us on the show. Do you think you'll be able to claim a championship for yourself?
But I don't know, but sometimes, it all depends on the cards being Card Sharks, but I'm going to do my best.
Oh, really? All you can do? Wish you the best of luck here tonight. And let's welcome in your opponent. We haven't had him on since the very beginning of the regular season, but he's back with us once again. Currently he's had 4 wins for the season. He came oh so close to retirement at the very beginning of the season, but unfortunately fell a bit short. But tonight he hopes to start a brand new run and improve on that season total. Coming back to us with a total so far of $36,500 to his credit, currently at number 4 on the leaderboard, we welcome back Brandon Engel. Brandon, welcome back.
Thank you, Jose. It's so good to see you again, good sir. Hi, everybody. I missed you all.
And we have missed you, sir. It has been way too long since we last had you, but we're glad to have you back. So a lot has happened since you were last with us. You've now been dropped to number 4, and 2 champions have retired. So you are looking to start a brand new championship run. Do you think you're able to get it done tonight?
I'll give it my all. I'll try my hardest, and it's just like Yu-Gi-Oh would always say, it's the heart of the cards.
I couldn't have said it better myself. But Brandon, you're up against a worthy opponent here in John, so I wish you the best of luck.
I shake your hand, sir. Good luck.
Good luck to you.
All right, we of course know how to play our game here. We're just going to go ahead and get right into it. First question of our first round, as always, we'll go to our player in the red position. So, John, we're going to start with you for this first question.
All right.
Really? We start with this one? Oh, great. Well, this one's going to get mixed opinions here. John, we asked 100 yoga instructors.
Yep.
Well, you don't know what the question is. Get ready. Brace yourself.
I'm ready for it.
Again,
yoga, so.
Again, we asked 100 yoga instructors. Have you ever passed gas during a class? How many admitted that they had?
Good eye, everybody.
Exactly. Oh my goodness. I have a feeling deep down, but that's probably happened to everyone. So, because of all those, all those positions they get into, I'm gonna say 39.
Oh, you have to go into that kind of detail.
Hey, it's a part of being a human being. So there you go.
All right, you said 39, right?
Yep.
All right, he says 39 out of 100 have done this. Brandon, higher or lower than 39?
I think that might be a tad lower.
You don't think that many do that?
No.
Alright, well, let's find out then. The actual number of yoga instructors who have ever passed gas during a class is 76. It is not lower. Well, gotta understand that, happens more often than you think.
I was just going to say that they need to stop eating the beans. So.
Alright. Well, John, you've got control of the cards first, so let's take a look at your opening base card. We start you off with a 4. You can keep it or change it.
I like to go for what's behind door number 2. Sorry, man.
We're not playing that game, sir.
Okay. Sorry, but actually, I'm going to keep the card. I'm going to go higher.
Alright, keeping it going higher than the 4. It's a 10. Of course, you can freeze at any time.
Right. I'm probably be shooting myself in the foot, but I'm going to go on lower.
Going for it, lower than the 10. It's a 6.
Okay, freeze.
And freezing it right there, taking a 2-card lead over Brandon, also keeping Brandon away from his cards. Brings us now to our second question of the round, and this one goes to Brandon.
Alright.
Alright, Hinkle, we asked 100 chefs. Have you ever used one of your mom's recipes at work? How many said that they had?
That's a good question. I don't think they have ever used a mom's recipe in the restaurants. Some may have, some may not have. I'm thinking that's maybe sort of a medium number. I'm thinking maybe roundabout maybe 42.
Alright, he says 42 out of 100 have used one of their mom's recipes. John, higher or lower than 42?
Well, I to be honest with you about it, but I'm sorry about that. I had something in my throat, but I think it's going to be higher because we always hear about mom's cooking, and so but of how always good it was. So, but I think it's going to be a tad higher. So,
all right, he says higher than that. The actual number of chefs who have ever used one of their mom's recipes at work is 69. It is higher.
There you go.
Oh, that phrase, using mom's cooking, that goes into effect there. But, alright. John, you've got control and you have that 6.
Okay, I like to change the card.
Alright, changing it. The 6 goes away and we are going to replace it with a king.
Oh, but nice. Lower.
Lower than the king, it's a 5.
I gotta do it. Higher.
For game number 1 of the match, higher than the 5. Oh no, it's another 5! The pairs unfortunately get John at the end there, and that means you go right back to the king. And that means Brandon. And that means Brandon gets a free chance to play off his base card of a jack.
Hey, that's a beautiful card. Let's go lower.
Well, you have to keep it. You got no choice. But anyways, lower than the jack. It's a 9.
Where is that card, please?
Alright, freezing it right there, getting him 1 step closer to where John is at. Currently a 1-card difference as we go now to our third question. And we are back to John for this one. Alright, John, we asked 100 dads. Does your wife get better presents on Mother's Day than you get on Father's Day? How many of those dads said yes, their wives get better presents on Mother's Day?
Oh boy, that's that's an iffy question too. I'm I'm going to say 53.
Alright, he says 53 out of 100. Brandon, higher or lower than 53?
I think it might be higher.
Says even higher than that. Alright, the actual number of dads who have said that their wives get better presents on Mother's Day than they get on Father's Day is 82. It is higher. Alright. So, Brandon, you get control for the first time in the round, and you have that 9.
Please change that yucky 9. Get rid of it, please.
Alright, changing it, the 9 goes away, and we are going to replace it with a 3.
Beautiful card. Higher.
Higher than the 3, it's a king.
Lower.
Lower than the king, it's a queen.
Lower.
To pick up game number 1, lower than the queen. It's a 10, he's got it!
There you go.
And Brandon coming back from behind to take the first round of the match. But of course, you know, it takes 2 round wins to win a match. So of course, you know, John, you can get yourself right back into this. With that being said, let's get the board ready for our second round. Alright, second round, same as the first. The only difference is that the player in the blue position will get the first question of the round. So, Brandon, this one goes to you. Alright, Brandon, we asked 100 flight attendants. Do you have a bunch of those tiny booze bottles at home? How many said that they do? And as I hear glass clink as I say that...
I'm just drinking water, sir, I promise.
Well, you say it's water, but
Yeah.
actually, never mind.
I'll bet you it's
That's a
flavored
very
water.
high number, to be honest
Wait, what?
with you.
Wait, what'd you say, Neil?
I'm sure it's flavored water.
That maybe.
Gin flavored.
There you go. All right.
Okay.
Hank, what's your answer?
To be honest with you, back to what I was saying, I don't think that's a very high number. I think that's about maybe 34.
All right, he says 34 out of 100. John, higher or lower than 34?
You know, I'll tell you what, actually, to be honest with you, but there's a couple of people that I'm friends with in the town that I live in, and one of them is a retired stewardess, and the other is someone who still works in the airlines. And believe it or not, it's not common as it used to be, but they do take, you know, if there's any extra balls that nobody's took. I'm going to say higher. I know I made this a 9-hour story, and I apologize.
No,
so.
don't worry about it. All right, but he says higher. The actual number of flight attendants who do have a bunch of those tiny booze bottles at home is 56. It is higher.
There's a lot more drunks out there than I thought there was.
Yep.
All right. So, John, you've got control of the cards first. And let's see your opening base card. You have a deuce!
Oh. I'm going to change. No, I'm not going to change the card. Are you crazy? Sorry, higher.
Well, I don't even have to ask, but higher than the 2. It's a jack.
Okay, lower.
Playing on, lower than the jack. It's a 3.
Oh wow, but higher.
Higher than the 3, it's a jack.
You know something, everybody? I know there's a lot of people think I'm crazy for doing this. I'm going to be cautious. I'm going to freeze on the jack.
Well, hey, no, I don't. I know some people may think that's controversial, but you're playing it safe, and that's your decision. So you are only 1 card away from tying up the match. And you also keep Brandon away from his cards. Alright, that now brings us to our second question of the round, and John, this one is yours.
All right.
Oh boy. Another doozy on this one. Alright, and it's also a bit of a long one, so pay attention, players.
Okay.
All right.
John, we asked 100 Yankees fans.
There still are fans? No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, yes, there still are, because we were able to ask 100 of them in this one, but
Right.
we asked them, in exchange for $20,000, would you root for the Red Sox for a year? How many of those Yankees fans said yes, they would take the money and root for the Red Sox for a whole year?
You know, it's the same thing involving football. And what I mean by saying this, but they're loyal to the team that they've been loyal to for a long time. And 20,000, I mean, that's a lot of money, you know, to a lot of people. But I don't know if there'll be a lot of people who would do that. I am going to say 25.
Alright, he says 25 out of 100 would do this task. Brandon, higher or lower than 25?
I think that's definitely a lot lower than that. I don't think that. I feel because if you're a Yankees fan, you stay a Yankees fan, not even for $20,000. So I think it's a lower.
Must think the Yankees are a loyal fan base. Well, let's find out. The actual number of Yankees fans who would take $20,000, but they would have to root for the Red Sox for a year in the process, is 63. It is not lower. They're a lot more gullible than you think, apparently.
I'll tell you what, that either they're gullible or they're traitors.
Well, maybe. All right, but John, you've got control and you have that jack.
Okay, I'm going to keep the jack. I'm going lower.
All right, keeping it to tie up the match. Lower than the jack. It's a 10. We have a tie game. Well, whether you had went for it on the first question or not, John, you would have still won. But hey, you wanted to play it safe, and it still ended up working out for you. Regardless, we are tied up at 1 apiece. So now we're gonna have to decide this game through a tiebreaker. So let's get the board ready for our final round. As you can see, gentlemen, of course, we have 3 cards that you're each going to work with, but we will only have 1 question in the round. The player in the red position always gets the question. So, John, this one is yours.
All right.
Here we go. John, we asked 100 first grade children.
Okay.
Do school teachers make a lot of money? How many of those first graders said yes?
I'm going to think it's a very high number because, you know, they're being, that age, they really haven't experienced, but what amount of money that could have, in order to spend, in order to live on. So because they haven't had that experience, I am going to say 67.
He says 67 out of 100 do believe that they make a lot of money. All right, Brandon, higher or lower than 67?
I think it's lower than that. It's a tad, though.
All right, he says lower. For all important control of the cards, the actual number of first grade children who do believe that school teachers make a lot of money is 58. It is lower. Alright, Brandon, the decision is going to be yours. I'm going to start by revealing both of your base cards as always. John has a 3. And you have a 9. But of course, remember, you can change it if you decide to go for it. But the option is yours. Do you want to keep control for yourself or force John to play off the 3?
You know something, Jose? I'm gonna go for it.
Alright, keeping control. I wish you the best of luck. Would you like to change that 9?
Yes, please. Please get rid of that yucky 9, please.
Alright, an all-important change. The 9 goes away, and we replace it with another 9.
Oh, wow.
You're going to have to call it.
Okay. Lower.
You said lower?
Lower, yes.
Alright, lower than the 9. No, it's a queen, and John is the new champion!
Oh, wow.
Nicely done, John. And I also forgot to mention that for winning the rounds, you each pick up $1,000, so I completely forgot about that fact. So, John, you pick up $2,000 here for winning the match, and you're going to be taking on the money cards for your very first time in just a moment. Alright, let's go ahead and put John on the leaderboard here with $2,000. But Brandon, my goodness, I mean, I don't think anybody could have blamed you for going for it when John had a good card there, but
Yep.
at the end of the day, that change didn't matter, and it just ended up not working out. But did you still have fun with us on your return?
I did. I gave it my all, you know, and I'll definitely be back on another episode before the season finale.
Hopefully we do end up seeing you, but regardless, Ingle, you're not leaving out of here empty-handed. You did win one round, so we are going to give you another $1,000. So you do improve your total now up to $37,500 for the season. But if that total holds up, if we don't see you before the season finale, we may be seeing you in the Tournament of Champions.
Nice. I can definitely count on that if I don't come back in another season, another episode. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Well, either way, Brandon, we thank you for playing, and now, John, before we send you the money cards here, before we go to commercial break here, since the game is over, we can do this. Let's play the what-if situation. Had Brandon passed to you, what would your call have been on the 3?
Okay, excuse me just for a second. I would have said higher.
It would have been a 9.
Oh man, now I couldn't freeze. Is that right?
No, you would have. It was only one question, so it was a sudden death.
Okay, but I'll be honest with you, but I think I would have gone higher.
You would have went against the odds, and it would have worked out.
Wow.
So it was set up for you to win either way.
Now I'm curious. What if I would definitely say lower after the queen if I hadn't messed up? I'm curious. What was after the queen?
And that last card was a deuce. My goodness.
Oh,
wow. But in any case, John, you are our new champion. You've picked up your first win, and we're going to take a quick pause for a commercial break. But when we come back, John is going to be trying out the money cards for the first time ever in his run. How will he do? We'll find out right after this here on Card Sharks. Stay with us.
Honey, good luck.
I won't try to, but that was a good game.
Welcome back to Card Sharks. We're here with our new champion, John Bergman, who on his very first appearance took home a W. So, John, congratulations on that. You've got $2,000 so far for your new championship run. But now you've got an opportunity to add a whole lot more money to that. Ready to go for it?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go ahead and bring you to the money cards. Now, we are of course very aware with how we play this bonus game here. We're 16 episodes in, so if you don't know how we play this game, go watch one of the earlier episodes. But anyways, John, we're just gonna get right into it. Let's go ahead and do you the cards. Here's your $200 of betting money, and I wish you the best of luck. Here is your base card, the opening base card. It is a jack.
Okay, but I like to keep it.
All right.
I'm gonna go $100 lower.
All right, calling half of it $100 lower than the jack. It's a 10. You're up to $300 now.
Okay, everybody, let's go for $150 lower.
Just gonna mention you can change one card per row if you wish, but your wager is in. Going half again, and you said lower.
Mm-hmm.
All right, $150 lower than the 10. It's a 5. You're up to $450 now.
Okay. How about $300 higher?
All right, $300 higher than the 5. Oh no, it's a 2. Ooh. But you were right to leave some money on the table. We will give you $400 of betting money to you now as we move that 2 up to the second row. You have $550 and a card you cannot lose on.
Right. Okay. Absolutely all of it higher.
All right, $550 higher than the 2. It's a 4. You're up to $1,100 now.
Okay, $700 higher.
All right, a big bet here, going $700 higher than the 4. No, it's a 3. But again, you were right to leave money on the table. You have $400 now with a 3.
Okay, but I gotta do it, sir. All of it higher.
All right, going $400 higher than the 3. It's an ace! All right, John, this could be a good comeback here. We move that ace up to the top row. You have $800. You got to bet at least $400, and you can change it, but I highly doubt you'd want to.
You bet your sweet nose I wouldn't, but all of it lower.
And the best part is you cannot lose on this one, so you'll either have $800 or $1,600. If this card is lower than the ace, it's a $1,600. Good comeback there at the end, John. We add that $1,600 to the $2,000 you picked up in the main game, and you're our new champion with a 1-win total of $3,600. And you're going to be taking on another challenger here in just a moment as you go for your second win.
All right.
And we will meet John's next challenger right after this here on Card Sharks. Stay with us. Welcome back to Card Sharks. We're back here with our champion, John, who had some very rough cards there in the money cards, but was able to come back and pick up $1,600 from that. So, John, you got yourself $3,600 after that 1 win. But, you ready to meet your next challenger as you go for win number 2?
Absolutely.
Alright, we heard him there. Alright, he is ready. And once again, we have another new contestant here on the show, so we welcome him in. Nathan is here with us.
Hello.
Glad to have you here with us, Nathan. Why don't you go ahead and give us a brief introduction of yourself, since this is your first time.
Huge fan of game shows and in this Card Sharks, and won a lot of money today and retain my champ.
Alright, well, you're up against the worthy champion here in John, so I wish you the best of luck here tonight. Of course, you know how to play. We're just going to go ahead and get right back into it. First question of the round, and John, this one is going to go to you.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Wow, we started with a weird question last match, and we're starting with another weird question in this match. John, brace yourself. We asked 100 delivery people.
All right.
Have you ever made a delivery to a customer who was completely nude? How many of those delivery people said that they had?
I bet they got a great tip afterwards. Actually, I'll tell you something kind of funny, but I have a friend of mine who works in the same grocery store that used to be a pizza delivery person, and it has happened to him. I'm gonna say 38.
All right, he says 38 out of 100. All right, Nathan, higher or lower than 38?
Well, I've never seen delivery man. I mean, so I have to think. I'm thinking like it's going to be a little bit lower.
Says lower than that. All right, the actual number of delivery people who have ever made a delivery to a customer who was completely nude is 37. It is barely lower. Oh, John, you just missed it by 1 there. Oh, that is a brutal one. But Nathan, you were right to go lower there. You got control. And let's see your opening base card. You have a 10. Now you can change it since you won the question.
Yeah, change it, please.
Alright, changing it, the 10 goes away, and we replace it with a deuce. Much better.
Oh, higher.
Higher than the 2, it's a 3.
Higher.
Higher than the 3. Oh no, it's another 3! And he goes right back to the deuce. Unfortunately, no progress made there, and that means the champion gets a free chance to play off his base card, which is an ace!
Wow, lower.
Lower than the ace? Are you kidding me? It's another ace!
Oh my God.
I don't believe this! We are off to a terrible start. Both of our players had good cards, and then there was one that just straight up denies them, as they both end up getting struck by pairs. But both of them have good base cards to go back to. And that brings us to our second question, and Nathan, this one goes to you. Alright, Nathan, here we go. We asked 100 prison inmates. Again, 100 prison inmates. Are you innocent? Are you innocent of the crime you were convicted of? How many of those inmates claim they were innocent?
I think it's going to be a low number because, I mean, yes, I mean, some prisoners are innocent, but I think it's going to be like a bit low, so I'm going to say 42.
Alright, he says 42 out of 100 do believe that they were innocent. John, higher or lower than 42?
Okay, that's a very tricky question. I think it's going to be a tad bit higher.
Says higher than that. Alright, the actual number of prison inmates who claim that they were innocent of the crime they were convicted of is 65. It is higher. Alright, John, you've got control, and you have that ace.
Sorry about that, but I'm definitely going to keep it low.
Alright, let's try this again. Lower than the ace. It's a 3.
Okay, higher.
Higher than the 3, it's a queen.
Low.
Lower than the queen. Oh no, it's an ace again! And you lose all 3 of those cards and go right back to the ace at the beginning. Oh my goodness, that's now twice that an ace is denied John, and that means Nathan gets a free chance to call off the 2. So Nathan, what's your call on the deuce? It's your turn.
I gotta go higher.
Higher than the 2, it's a 4.
Higher.
Going on, higher than the 4.
Way it's going.
It's a 6.
Higher. And we're gonna freeze.
Freezing it on the 6, alright? Taking a 2-card lead over John. Needing only 2 to pick up the first round. Alright, that now brings us to our third question of the round. And we're back to John for this one.
Alright.
John, we asked 100 people, if you were locked out of your home, would you know how to get back in without breaking a window? How many of those people said that they could?
I think it's going to be a high number, but I'm going to say 70.
He says 70 out of 100. Alright, Nathan, higher or lower than 70?
In the movie of Diary of a Wimpy Kid where he got out, it was the Greg rules. No,
No, I think you're
matter,
I think you're referencing Roderick rules there.
yeah. So I'm gonna say it's a little bit lower.
It says lower than that. Alright, so my mouth has issues there. The actual number of people who, if they were locked out of their home, would know how to get back in without breaking a window is 56. It is lower. Alright, Nathan, so you've got control of the cards once again, and you have that 6.
Alright, please change it.
I will do so. That 6 goes away, and we replace it with another 6. Wow.
Higher, please.
Higher than the 6, it's an ace.
Lower.
To pick up his first win of the match, lower than the ace, it's a 6. He's got it.
Congratulations.
All right, Nathan, nicely done. You've picked up $1,000 here for winning that round. You win one more round and you're going to become our new champion. But John, you have been in this deficit before and you've come back from it. Let's find out if you can do it again.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and get the board set up for our second round. Alright, first I'm going to go ahead and put Nathan on the leaderboard here. Alright, second round, same as the first, and this time the challenger will get the first round question for the second round. So Nathan, this one is yours. Nathan, we asked 100 married women, did you foot the bill for your own wedding? Basically what that means is, did they pay for their own wedding? How many of those women did pay for their wedding themselves?
Okay. That sounds like it's going to be a high number, so we're going to go with, we're going to say 74.
74? Alright, he says 74 out of 100 paid for their own wedding. John, yeah?
Sorry about that. I just want to make sure, but is it the bride or the bride's family?
Alright, the question is asking, did the women themselves, so yes, it is the bride herself that paid for it.
Hey, I'm going to say it's lower because, you know, if they have to pay for, if they did pay for the wedding all themselves, there's like, is she going to be paying for everything else involving the marriage? So I think that's a low number.
Alright, he says lower than that. Alright, the actual number of married women who paid for their wedding ceremony themselves is 25. It is lower. Wow, it turned out to be way lower than I thought. Alright, John, you got control, and let's see what your opening base card is. You have a 3.
Okay, I'm definitely going to keep that higher.
I think you corrected yourself there. Higher than the 3? It's an 8.
Okay, I'm going to freeze.
Freezing it right there at the 8, keeping Nathan away from his cards. Brings us now to our second question. And John, this one is yours.
All right.
Speaking of marriage, John, we asked 100 women who have been married over 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
Is your husband still as romantic as he was when you were a bride? How many of those women said yes?
Well, it all depends if these husbands are tired. I'm going to say, well, you know, but sometimes when you get older, you know, there might be this feeling of, you know, well, she knows I already love her, or vice versa. I'm going to say 41.
He says 41 out of 100 do believe that. Nathan, higher or lower than 41?
Since we call men handsome, I think it's going to be higher.
Says higher than that. Alright, the actual number of women who've been married over 25 years that believe their husband is still as romantic as he was when she was a bride is 71. It is higher. Alright, so Nathan, you've got control of the cards now. Let's see your opening base card. You have a 6.
Yeah, please.
Changing it, the 6 goes away, and we're going to replace it with a jack.
So, lower.
Lower than the jack, it's a 5.
You know what? I'm going to freeze.
Freezing it right there, putting us at a tie situation. And he also keeps John away from his cards, and that now brings us to our third question of the round. And Nathan, we are back to you for this one. Nathan, we asked 100 men, is there a shirt you still wear that's over 10 years old? How many of those men said they do still wear a shirt that's over 10 years old?
I'm going to say it's going to be like 50-50, so I'm going to say 63.
All right, he says 63. Do believe that they have a shirt that old. John, higher or lower than 63?
Well, the thing about it is that I kind of understand about that because, but I do have some T-shirts basically, but they're more than 10 years old, and there's this philosophy of if it doesn't have any holes in it, it can still be wearable. I'm gonna say higher.
It says higher than that. All right, the actual number of men who still wear a shirt that's over 10 years old is 33. It is not higher.
Oh, wow.
All right, Nathan, you've got control, and you have that 5.
Because of, we're gonna, you know, I'm gonna change it. I feel a face card coming. I'm gonna change it.
All right, changing the 5. That goes away, and we replace it with a queen. Speaking of a face card.
Okay, let's go lower.
Lower than the queen, it's a 7. I believe I heard freeze there, so he's freezing it right there. And he has a 1-card advantage. Puts us in a very interesting situation. As that now brings us to, I believe, our 4th and final question.
Yeah.
So it is sudden death, so somebody's got to win on this next play of the cards, and the question goes to John. Oh, jeez. I was dropping my stuff over here. All right. John, we asked 100 nurses. Even though doctors say you should not, do you clean your ears with a cotton swab? How many of those nurses admitted that they do clean their ears with a cotton swab?
Well, I think they clean a lot of parts of their bodies with cotton swabs, so... you know something? I think it's going to be kind of a high number, 60.
He says 60 out of 100. All right, Nathan, higher or lower than 60?
Well, believe it or not, I do clean my ears with a... It's going to be higher.
You say higher than that still. All right. For all important control of the cards, the actual number of nurses who, even though doctors say they shouldn't, they still clean their ears with a cotton swab is 83. It is higher. All right, Nathan. So you have control. You have the decision. Now you have a 7 that you can change. You would have to call the next 2 cards correctly. If you go for it and make one wrong move, John wins and we have a tie game. However, you have control. You can, of course, force John to play off the 8, which he cannot change, and he would have to call 3 cards correctly. If he makes a mistake, you become the new champion. What do you wish to do?
Good luck, John.
He's gonna pass. All right.
Okay.
Now, of course, John, you cannot change the 8. You've got to call these 3 cards correctly. One mistake, and Nathan wins and becomes the champ.
All right, here I go. Well, the last time I used a strategy in the main game, it worked. So here's hoping for everything. I'm gonna say higher.
All right, here we go. Higher than the 8. It's a queen.
Okay, lower.
Lower than the queen. It's a 9.
I hope this is right. Lower.
To tie up the match and keep himself alive. Lower than the 9. It's a 10! Oh, Nathan is the champion!
Wow.
Well done, Nathan. You pick up another $1,000 and you're our new champion with $2,000.
Wow,
You're going to be playing the money cards for your first time in just a moment. But John, my goodness, I'm not gonna lie. In my mind, I legitimately thought you had it when you said lower there, but that's the unfortunate luck of those cards in the middle of the pack there. It's you really never know with how those are gonna turn out. Unfortunately, just did not work out there. But you still have fun with us regardless.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It just, but I just thought it wouldn't work again, having, 2 chances of going higher, but I was wrong. But, I had a great time. Thanks for having me.
Well, John, you're definitely not leaving out of here empty-handed. You may not have won any rounds in this match, but you did pick up $500 for a house minimum, plus the $3,600 that you picked up here in your previous game. So you leave us with a season total of $4,100.
Okay, that's not bad at all. Thank you.
Not bad for just about a half hour's work. We thank you for playing, and hopefully we have you back before the season's over. If not, we thank you for playing.
Hey, my pleasure. And once again, Nathan, that was a good game, and I wish you the best.
Thank you.
All right. Well, Nathan, congratulations. You've become our new champion. You've picked up your first ever win on your first appearance, but now, when we come back from this commercial break, you're going to have an opportunity to add a whole lot more to that total. So we're going to take that break. Well, we'll be right back with Nathan's Crack of the Money cards right after this here on Card Sharks. Stay with us. Welcome back to Card Sharks, everybody. We're here with our new champion, Nathan, who shut out the previous champion in John Bergman to get to this point. Nathan, you've got $2,000 for yourself, but you've got an opportunity to add a whole lot more money to that total. You ready to do it?
Hell yeah.
All right, then let's go to the money cards. All right, so you are very aware with how we played this. You've seen this played on our last match. So now I'm going to wish you the best of luck. Let's go ahead and deal the cards. Here's your $200 of betting money. And let's get started with your opening base card, which is a 7. Of course, you're entitled to 1 change per row.
Change it. I have to change it.
All right, with which card on the left
Change
side?
it.
1, 2, or 3?
1.
All right, changing it with number 1. The 7 goes away. And your new opening base card is a 6. You're going to have to call this one.
We're gonna go 50 higher.
All right, minimum bet. Higher than the 6. It's a push. You don't lose anything.
All right, 100 higher.
Going half. 100. Higher than the 6. It's a jack. There you go. You're up to 300 now with a jack.
Okay, we're gonna go with 150 lower.
Going half again. Lower than the jack. No, it's a king, but you were right to bet low there. You still have some money on the table. You have $150, and we move that king up to the second row, give you another $400 of betting money. So now you have $550 with a king.
All of it lower.
He's going all of it. $550. Lower than the king. It's a 9. You're up to $1,100 now.
I will change it.
All right, with 2 or 3?
2.
All right, card number 2. The 9 goes away, and we are going to replace it with a 4.
1,000 higher.
You're going 1,000? $1,000. Higher than the 4. It's a 10. You're up to $2,100 now. But you have to play off this 10.
Okay, we'll go $500 lower.
All right, going with a conservative bet. $500, and you said lower? $500 lower than the 10? No, it's a queen, but you were right to bet low again. We move that queen up to the top row. You have $1,600. You have to bet at least $800, but you can bet more. And you can change it should you wish.
I'm gonna bet all of it low.
All $1,600. Oh boy. And you said lower. All right, Nathan, I wish you the best of luck. You are either going to have absolutely nothing, or $3,200. If this card is lower than the queen, it's a jack. He's got it. $3,200. And when we add that $3,200 to the $2,000 you picked up in the main game, Nathan, you have a win total of $5,200. And the best part about this is that you're going to be coming back on our next show to defend your title. So we hopefully look forward to seeing you then.
Thank you.
All right, but folks, that is
Thank you.
gonna.
It's experience.
Well, hey, it can only continue from here. But folks, that's gonna do it for us here on this edition of Card Sharks. We thank you so much for joining us. And until next time, when the cards come settling our way once again, and we see Nathan back here looking to defend his title, I'm your host, Jose Cazares. For all of us here at Sleepy Time Studios and the MVG Networks, we'll see you next time for more of Card Sharks. Good night, everybody.